Today, I'm gonna make a quick video on how to look up the market value on some of the cards. This video is just to help them out, the parents getting cards for their kids. We just want to make sure that they're paying fair prices. For starters, we're gonna go over two types of cards first. This is a raw card, meaning it has not been graded. It's just the card you can pull out. I do have it in the top sleeve, but it's never been sent to PSA to be graded or anything like that. This is a graded card. It's been sent to PSA and it's been graded. This one's a PSA 10. This is also a Japanese card. So that's another thing to look out for, is that you're going to have, nowadays you're going to have more languages than Japanese and English. You'll have Chinese, Korean, even Spanish. But for now, we're going to be focusing on raw English cards. Now, there are going to be other variations of raw English cards. For example, you'll see some cards called promos. Those are a little different than your typical common raw cards. But either way, I'm going to try to show you guys how to look up the market value on cards, specifically the ones that you like, and just to see, or just to make sure that you guys are getting the value at market. So the way I do it, and everybody does it differently. There's different methods. You can do eBay to look up prices. There's an app called Collector. You can look up prices. The most common and easiest way to look up prices is through TCG Player. It's a website, shows you most recently sold prices for certain cards, or for most cards. See here, this is what I do. This is the easiest way to do it. So if you go to Google, what you want to do is you'll type in the name of the card. So in this case, Flareon. And at the bottom of each card, you'll be able to see there's like a little series of number. So the first one is a card number, and then the second one is basically the set number. So in this case, what I'm going to Google is going to be Flareon, and then that card number, which if you can't see it, it's TG01. The more older cards are going to have the number over here, but the modern ones typically have it over here. So again, I'm going to be looking up Flareon TG01 right there. So when I'm at shows, I just type in Flareon TG01 and you'll see a few options. So you'll see right there, the first one, TCG Player. You can just tap on TCG Player. Dismiss that. So boom, right there. Now, this is the website, TCG Player. There's going to be this one. This one's more for graded cards. So we're not going to worry about graded cards today. We're just going to worry about raw cards. Sometimes this image will not be accurate. So don't pay attention to the image. In this case, it happens to be the same one. Sometimes it's wrong, but you can still click on the link and it's going to take you to the correct card. So here you go. This is the exact same card I'm going to look up. English. So you want to make sure it's the same language that you're looking at. English, English. Now, don't pay attention to this. Ignore this part. You want to keep scrolling down, and you're going to see this little chart. This shows like the market, how it's going for this card. So right now this card actually went up. But there's going to be a little link under the chart for view more data. That's what you want to go to. Now, you're going to see the latest sales, and it's going to show you LP, holofoil, NM, holofoil, so on. This card is near mint. It's really in good condition. There's no issues with it. And we'll make a video later on, different types of conditions. Now we're looking at near mint, which means it's a perfectly good card as far as condition it was kept in, it was taken care of, there's no damage to it. Here LP means lightly played. We're not going to look at lightly played for now. Now you don't have to create a login. It is useful because it'll show you more, but you don't have to do that. So what I do is I'll click on near mint, view sales. So here you'll get an idea of how much this card is going for. Just off the bat, you could tell it's maybe a $10 card, but what I like to do is I'll just take, you could do 5, 10, the last 5 or 10 sales, and go into your calculator. What you want to do is you're going to total all these up. So you have 972, 867, 899, 999, and 899. So we're going to go back. Okay, so boom. This is the total of the last 5 cards sold. Now, as a buyer, if you're looking at this, you're going to total those 5 cards up, divided by 5 to get the average. So on average, this card is a $9 card. Now, if you end up paying $10, that's not a big deal. If you end up paying $8, hey, you got to save a little. So you want to stay close around this number. You don't want to pay double, obviously. It might seem like some people have it a little bit higher or a little bit lower. The market does change constantly, so I'm not going to be too upset if somebody has it a little bit higher because the market does change frequently. But if we go back, everything's pretty much in line, right? At least in the last few days. Sometimes you'll have one off-ball price that somebody paid double. I typically ignore that. I look for the trends. Right now, they're all trending in the 9, 8 to 10 range, which is fine. You can use these numbers. But every now and then, you'll come across a card that, for example, would be 972, 867, 899, $20. And then it goes back to 8, 9, 8, 10. I would ignore the anomaly. That's me. You can still add it in there if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. But if I'm buying a card, I'm going to remove the anomaly if it's too low or too high. I'm just going to look at the ones that have been consistent. But just to keep it simple, again, this is for a typical raw, ungraded card. This is not a promo card. This is not a sealed card. This is a near mint holofoil Pokemon card in English. We'll make some other videos on sealed, unsealed promos, other languages, conditions of cards. This one, for example, is a heavily played card. So we priced it for heavily played recently. But if we take this out, just to give you an idea, you see all that wear and tear on the edges, all that, the corners. Yeah, so if it has a lot of whiting like that, I would just consider it heavily played, and then I would look for those prices. But just to give you an idea of the difference between near mint and heavily played. So I hope this video helps you guys out, especially to those parents that are out there for the first time taking their kids to buy cards. I want to make sure that you guys are educated on the whole market. It's a fun hobby. It can get expensive, but if we can do anything as much as possible to make sure that you buy more cards with your money, we want to do that for you guys. So if you have any questions, give us a DM. Here on Instagram or TikTok. But thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support. We had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And hopefully we see you this weekend at Indigo Plateau in Irving. Have a great day, y'all.